Thanks for stopping by another session with Street Talk with Bar. I'm your host, Bar. Rest in peace, Mr. Magic. And like always, takes a wise man to learn from his own mistakes, and even a wiser man to learn from the mistakes made by others. Yo, I got my man Jimmy Fingas on the phone. What's up,
Yo,
Jim?
what's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin', big homie?
What it is? What it do? Yo,
I'm chillin', man.
yo, tell us a little bit about your upbringing.
My upbringing, I'm from your
Yeah,
hood.
yeah,
Farragut Projects, also known as the Gut,
right, right.
at the footsteps of the Brooklyn Bridge. You know what I mean? 10 buildings,
Yo,
strong.
hold up.
Huh?
Not to cut you off. You said at the foot of the Brooklyn Bridge. That's true, but you got to still name. We got the Brooklyn Bridge, the Manhattan Bridge, and the Beach
Oh
Bridge,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
all right
yeah.
in
We
front of it.
all there.
We got
Yeah,
everything. We got at the A train,
the A train, F train.
walking distance. Yo, we, you could jump on an A train and be in JFK and be in England without just with ease. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Overseas somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, finish that.
So come pull up wherever you from, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I came up son of two two people facing their demons.
Right, right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Up in the crib, all the adults was on crack. Downstairs, I could go to the show and motherfuckers is getting money off the crack.
But
So it was a fork in the road for me. I had to pick, and I chose, to get the money.
yo, you come from your family was deep. Y'all
Yeah, yeah,
y'all can have
yeah.
a
We did.
party and don't even invite nobody, yo.
We ain't gotta. We had the party
Yeah,
already.
y'all had the party. How many people y'all got in your family like from that about
Damn.
look, you can't even count, yo.
You know what? I just met more family the other day. Word of brother. But
Going
damn.
deep.
My mom's got 10, and then my aunt had 5. So that was 15 in the crib already, in a 5-bedroom apartment.
Now how many sisters and brothers your mother had?
It was 10 of them too.
10 of them. And each
10 of them.
of them had a crew.
A crew. Yeah. So there you go. That's
Now
why
and then
I just met.
y'all got crews, the younger gen, even the
Yeah,
younger generation
exactly.
now. Y'all
Exactly.
yeah,
The tree just keep growing and
keep
growing.
growing.
We Puerto Ricans originally, but you see how we spread out. We Puerto Rican, Black, Irish.
Right,
We got everything now.
right.
So yeah, we deep and we universal right now.
But
You
so how
know,
that
hey,
experience was, huh?
huh?
How that experience was growing up with all them
I
people.
mean, it was crazy. It was crazy but fun.
Right, right,
And it was crazy fun because coming up with all them kids in the crib, we didn't even know we was struggling. We didn't know we was poor.
right,
You know what I mean? Like we was poor and didn't realize it because the fun and the love
right,
that and it was mainly love with just me, my siblings, and my cousins.
right.
The mothers, the fathers, the aunts, the uncles, they was all
They ain't pay you
facing their
no mind.
demons.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, they ain't pay y'all no mind because, like you said, they was
Nah.
chasing their demons.
They was facing their demons. So we had to hold each other down. You know what I mean? And we did everything by any means necessary.
Right, right,
We did what it would do. We went from pickpocketing, shoplifting.
right.
The females did whatever the females did. They did what they had to do.
So I pose this to somebody else too, right? So because I know me being a little bit more fortunate than y'all coming up in the same projects. It's the same shit, different cycle because it's different
Right.
going through it. So I
Hmm.
remember like far as the free lunch program in school, you made sure you had went to school to get something to eat.
Yo, let me tell you something. That's the only reason why my mom sent us to school.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't no
Hold
food in
up.
the fridge.
Y'all used to get her something to eat too, huh?
Yeah, yeah. She like, grab me this.
Yeah,
Pops used to come to the breakfast with us and sit down just so he could eat some.
yeah,
And then,
that was crazy, yo.
yeah, that was crazy.
I'm gonna start asking people that too, yo. Where you was at on the food line with your school, yo? Like, was you getting breakfast? Because like I said, as a kid, you don't know. You just think that shit is funny. That's why. Oh, that's why
Yeah,
they eat breakfast. But because I know y'all got picked on for that too, right?
yeah. But you know what? You know what, Bar? You know, like you said, the family was deep.
Yeah, it was deep,
So once the first two
but it wasn't y'all
like
fault though.
clowned
It
us,
wasn't y'all
huh?
fault. It wasn't y'all
Nah, it
fault.
wasn't our fault.
Yeah, that's what it was. See, being that we kids, because I teased kids like that. You know, I was one
Yeah,
of the asshole kids that teased kids that ate breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was funny to us. But now as a man, I'll be like, man, it ain't their fault.
yeah.
Okay? That's what it be. So I'm just letting any kids that may hear this that going through that same thing you went through when you was young. Yo,
Yeah.
change come, right? Don't change come.
Oh, hell yeah. But you know, we look for change in the wrong way sometimes.
Yeah,
Like we you know, like what they call gratification.
yeah,
It's the gratification we wanted it, and being teased made us want to get aggressive, beat up the people that teased us,
right,
and did something about our situation so we don't get teased.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Which was, you know, turn to the streets and do whatever.
Now, what's this show thing you was talking about?
The show, the show you said.
The show.
Yeah, it was the Twan and Sean show in front of 192 Sands and Gold. It was the Twan and Sean show. He had the all white Beamer on Sand Street Park, and then you had the all white Volvo on Gold Street Park,
Yeah. Oh,
and it was a show.
both pointing towards the Brooklyn Bridge because that became my motto.
Exactly.
Once I
Yeah,
leave here and get my car, I'm going over that bridge to Harlem.
for real. And y'all had Harlem in the projects
Yeah,
in Brooklyn.
exactly.
So it was a show, you know what I mean? We wasn't used to that. We was Brooklyn kids, you know what I mean? So when y'all brought all that glamour and glitz shit, I was like, oh, okay.
Yo, and
We
that
ain't
picture,
we ain't have cable.
yo, that picture that you got that I got displayed down on the across the screen, with you being little and big, like how little you.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
that
yeah.
describes the show. Yo, you was always something always was gonna happen. Yo, right?
Always popping. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit.
We was sneaking outside just to see the show. You see it's dark in that picture. That's
Yeah,
89. I was 10 years old.
yeah. And you was what time? It was late night.
Yeah, it was about 12:30.
Fuck you doing outside? Oh, then
We
again,
was
you ain't had no deaths looking for you, right? Right.
yeah, they ain't give a fuck. They was chasing their demons.
Yeah. But
You know?
going back to what you said, things change, though. Things definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
But so so then you went from the show. Now you part of the motherfucking show now.
Yeah, I became part of
How
the
you
show.
got?
But you know what?
Yeah.
I learned a lot before I got up in there. See, a lot of people don't get that advantage.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't get that advantage. So what you was gonna say?
No. No. Then you became a part of the show, huh?
Yes, yeah, yeah. It was fun too. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could look back now and be like, damn, that was crazy. But you know, when you're in the moment,
Nah, you ain't. You only think about one thing, yo.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That survival, that money. You know what I'm saying? Everything
yeah.
else is, you know.
That survival instinct kick in, and you like, yo, whatever's necessary, whatever's available, and whatever, like you think about it, that shit, that type of lifestyle, even though I don't condone no more, it's like you was able to be home and get the type of bag that you need to get to, you know, do what you got to do
Yeah.
and more.
Yeah.
So of course people was gonna pick that, especially when they wasn't hiring motherfuckers anyway. You get dressed up, buy the best cologne and suit just to go to interview, and they ain't hiring you. So shit was crazy back then. I don't see that happening these days no more though.
Right.
Like that,
Right.
like they hiring more.
Right. Right. So